She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now come on now.
This is Coach Erica, Arthur China T. Thank you for tuning in. You all know we've been on this never date just one journey. And in order for us to get the results that we're looking for, we've got to learn the correct way of dating. So today we're going to jump into something that we must understand, which is the type of guys that are out here dating. If you don't know what you're up against, then you're never going to know how to get the situation and play it for yourself. So again, on this never date just one journey, make sure you head on over to YouTube, click the link in my bio, look at all the videos that you've missed thus far, look at the videos on my page, on TikTok, catch up with those. Everything that I post may come from a lie, and it will be a story. Everything that I'm giving you are tried, true, and tested. So I'm not telling y'all nothing that I had that didn't get me married. I'm going to help y'all let y'all find y'all, but y'all got to do some prerequisites prior to that, okay? So, head on over to YouTube, start that video, and look at the videos on TikTok. Make sure you follow me. And soon you're going to be able to pick up your own copy of Never Date Just Once, sis. The book is currently, I'm in the last finishing stages of the book, so that you'll have a tool. If this is your first time being here, the book does have a roster dating tool in it. It has a tracker. It has an active roster analysis, and it also has a closed chapter. So not only am I telling you how to roster date, I also have it for you to track, okay? And remember, just because they are first date material doesn't mean that they go on your roster. So you have to remember that, because a lot of times y'all put people in a category they shouldn't be in. A great first date or a bad first date doesn't mean you have to contact them anymore. Say thank you and move on with your life, okay? All right, so let's talk about the type of guys that are out here dating, the categories of guys and the type of guys. Y'all have to know which guys you need to bring to the yard, which dude is for you. So first and foremost, there's 3 categories, okay? There's a leader, there's a providers, and there's a simps, okay? You can have a multiple type of different men in each category: leaders, providers, and simps. Let's talk about the leader category. Leaders are the type of men who step up. They got vision, they got integrity, they got a strong sense of purpose. They know who they are. They know where they're going in life. They feel like they got everything already figured out. And they may be great problem solvers. They may be great bill payers. They're great providers of time. They understand their essence as a man and how it adds value to a woman. And they also know how to teach women to add value to their lives. Leaders pull women up. Okay, leaders pull women up to their level. That's what leaders do. They lead you to the great happiness of life. That's what leaders do. Now let's talk about providers. Providers use their financial, use their emotional, or use their spirit to guide them, okay? Providers provide. You have a need for financial, they're going to provide for that. You have a need for emotions, they're going to provide for that. They have a need for some spirituality, spiritual connection, they're going to provide for that. That's what providers do. They don't necessarily lead. I need y'all to understand that. Providers are not leaders, but they will provide. So you may get a man that comes into your life and all he does is pay bills. That's it. He has no way of leading you into the greatness of happiness. He may pay your bills. He may think that's all you need is some money to pay your bills, so he'll give you that. But he may not give you time. You may not get great dates. You may not even get great vacations. Again, he's a provider. He's going to provide some of those immediate needs, but he's not going to lead you anywhere because he's incapable of doing that, because all he does is lead with his money. Good morning. And then you have the simp. The simp is the man that'll do everything for you. He don't care. That's the ones that y'all don't like a lot, that y'all think are just the bugaboos, the call whatever, the simps. Now, simps are not bad. However, they're not all good, because they are yes men. They will yes. They will take everything. Good morning. They will do everything, but they will never exert power. They will never exert dominance. They will never tell you no. And in the absence of that, you're going to get bored with that, because you're going to want to challenge. And a man that doesn't challenge you, that's it. A man that doesn't challenge you will get boring. Listen, I know they are great to marry, but think about it. If you're a woman that wants a challenge, a man in the simp category may not be for you. Or if you're a woman who know how to use things to your advantage, then you may only need a simp. Okay, so you have to determine which one you want, which category: the leader, the provider, or the simp. Okay, now let's move it along. Let's talk about the type of guys. There are 6 type of guys that you're going to run into in this dating. I gave y'all 3 categories. These 6 type of guys can fit in these categories depending on your needs and where they come to you at. So let's talk about the first one, Mr. Nice Guy. Y'all know Mr. Nice Guy. He could be a simp, he could be a leader, or he could be a provider. He's nice. That's why you got to know how to categorize him. Mr. Nice Guy is stable. He is nice. He is loving. But honey, he is a pushover. The simp. Okay? He is a pushover. The Mr. Nice Guy is definitely a pushover. Okay? He would do anything to make you happy, but he would struggle to stand up for himself. So you will go to a restaurant and Mr. Nice Guy gets the wrong order, and Mr. Nice Guy, he'll tell you, they just gave me the wrong order. You gonna get mad and you want to raise hell, but Mr. Nice Guy not gonna like that. He not gonna stand up for himself. So that's what you got to deal with. He's stable, he's nice, he will provide, but he doesn't stand up for himself. Is that a type of man that you feel like you can be with, learn from? Okay. Then there's the adventuring bad boy. Oh, this bad boy, he is so fun. That's what a lot of y'all like. He is so fun. He is a thrill seeker. He is ready to go out there, but you got to proceed with caution. Most adventure-seeking bad boys come with criminal past. They come with things that are going to be negatives to your life. But one thing they will provide is a good time. They're going to be good. They're going to be fun. But you have to understand they may have financial issues. They may not be able to keep a job. But they're going to be fun, though. So then you might want to, is this bad boy worth you being in a relationship with? Or do you want to just keep him as a homeboy? Remember, I told y'all, one of the 10 commandments is do not cut off anybody that will serve better as a friend or a homeboy that will not serve you as a man. The 10th commandment of the roster dating, okay? We don't cut off people who will serve better as homeboys versus lovers, okay? Now, let's go to the intellectual, the third type of man, the intellectual. He is a great conversation. He is a great problem solver. He is a leader in his own way, but he is an overthinker. He struggles with releasing his emotions. This is a man that you got to worry about. If you out with your girls, he got to be thinking, I wonder if she talking to guys. Damn, I need to go. You got to worry about that when you get home. You ain't talk to nobody, but he about to blame you for a lot of stuff because he has been overthinking. I'm not saying it's a bad guy, but do you want a man that's going to be doing all that overthinking? You know what I'm saying? Thinking up and creating problems, because what you focus on more than 3 minutes will become your reality. This type of man may overthink problems into your relationship. Do you want to deal with that? Know that type of guy. All right. 4th type of guy, the alpha male. Oh man, the alpha man, he thinks he's the answer to everything. He thinks he's the end all, be all. He is ready to provide a little bit. He is ready to lead. He is ready to make you happy. He does not want to be challenged. He stands in his right. He thinks that his strength is all of that. But he got a big ego. You got to do some ego build. You got to do a lot. His ego is so big that he doesn't never think nothing's wrong with him. He don't never see the negative in nothing. Listen, he thinks he's the end all be all. So that's your alpha male. Can you deal with that type of attitude? His ego is big as hell. Can you be able to feed into his ego? Then we got the romantic. Oh man, the romantic, he's passionate. He's affectionate. He's charming. He's going to be devoted to you. He's going to plan those cute dates. He's going to hold your hand. He's going to give you all of those, that little girly feel that you want. But he's also going to be emotionally dependent on you. That's the man that's going to over-like you. That's the man that's going to over-love you. That's the man that you need to keep an eye out for, because this man right here may be the one that doesn't understand to let it go. And we're going to get to that type of man, okay? So we want a romantic because he's a planner. He's a doer. He can make us feel like a woman. Yep, they get crazy. Yes, they do. The romantic type get crazy because they have a warped sense of love. They feel like that you have to love them. And if you don't, their love language is physical touch, words, affirmation, quality time. They want all of it too. But you got to remember that your love language may just be physical touch. You just may like to have sex. Your love language just may be words of affirmation. If you get with a romantic that needs all of that time, it may hurt you because you may not want to give all of that time. Like for me, I tell you from the beginning, I'm not affectionate and I don't have a lot of time to spend with you. So that lets you know that if your love language is quality time, I'm going to fail at doing that because I'm telling you from the beginning, I don't have a lot of time for that, okay? So you got to understand that type of man, okay? And then the last type of man, the gentleman. Oh, everybody wants a gentleman. He's chivalrous. He was raised with manners. He may have come from a good family. He opens doors. He's awesome, but he may be a mama's boy, okay? Okay, coming from that good family, there is a mama that's right there on his shoulder that's looking at everything he do. He's a mama's boy, okay? He's loved by the women in his family, so they always in his business, okay? So the gentleman is a great person, but he's also emotionally reserved. He's going to reserve those emotions for the woman that he thinks is for him. So you may get the gentleman. He may be great for dates, but if you're not his type, if you're not who he wants, he's going to reserve a lot of different things from you, and he's going to wait till his person comes along. Okay, so that's the 5 types. Now, here are what you need to avoid. I just gave you 3 categories. And in those 3 categories, there are 6 men. So now we're going to talk about the men that you need to avoid. Very important, ladies, pay attention. Because either you're going to learn to avoid these men or you're going to learn to use them to your advantage. And again, that's going to come with you understanding your needs, doing an honest self-evaluation. You can't start using people to your advantage until you understand your needs, okay? If you don't know anything about the needs assessment, go over to YouTube, go back to that video, talk about the needs assessment and why it's very important that you understand your needs before you jump into anything with any man ever again. All right. 5 types of guys that you need to avoid like the plague. The money maker who lacks substance. Remember I told you about the provider and the leader, that they may lead and provide with their money, but they lack substance. They lack planning. They lack conversation. They lack depth, okay? He makes all the money. He has no problem giving you the money, but that's as far as it goes with him. That's it. He don't have anything else for you to learn from or get from him but money, okay? Then you got the man that's stuck in his past. This is the man that keeps random conversations. He's bringing up his ex-girlfriend, bringing up his ex-wife. He may be seeming like he's still sad about a relationship that's no longer here. You need to be checking that, because if he keeps bringing up his past, you need to ask him, is he ready to go back there? Because you in the present, and you can't keep hearing about the past, because he may then start comparing you to that past, and you don't want to be compared to nobody that came before you, because you are your own woman. Okay. Then you want the man that wants to change you for him. This is the man that doesn't mind investing in the cosmetic surgery to get you to where he feel like he needs to be. This is the man that wants you to change your attitude whenever you go around your family. He wants you to act different. He wants to mold you into the perfect version that he feels is like it's going to project to the world and make him feel like he is that man. Back to this. The quicker pick her up, then drop her back down. That is your love bomber. He's going to pick you up. He's going to feed. He's going to give you everything you need for like a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months. He's going to have sex with you, and then he's going to drop you like a bad habit. We call him the quicker pick her up, then drop her back off where he found her. We want to avoid those. The love bomb, we want to avoid those, okay? Unless you can learn how to use it to your advantage, you need to avoid him, but that is an advantage man. That is a person you can use for the depths of your greatness if you do it right. The next one, if not him, then no one else. This is the 5th man that you definitely need to avoid. Y'all know all the ladies that we heard about that got murdered because they broke up with those men and they couldn't accept no. These men, okay? They can be providers, leaders, or simps. They can be one of the 5 types. If he is a man that thinks that nobody else should have you but him, you need to get out of there. And I don't mean just move across town. I mean get out of the city. Because if he's hell-bent on you being with nobody else but him, I hate to say it, sis, your life is in danger. And I know you don't want to lose your job and you don't want to take your kids out of school. But anytime a man can voice that he'll kill you, I'm going to kill you, you need to get out of there. Why are you allowing him to? Because if the longer it manifests in his mind, he's going to continue to plan to do it. I had on my old profile, y'all don't know, I am Erica Thomas on my old profile before they took it from TikTok. My videos about this always blew up. I'm very passionate about y'all leaving these type of men alone. But a lot of y'all be going towards them because they look like providers. They look like leaders. They provide, they lead, they give you money, but they also don't think nobody else is supposed to have you but them. You have to pick up on those red flags. Your life is in danger if it's not. Your family's life is in danger if it's not. So those are the men. So we talked about the 3 categories. Haley has, the travel agent has all of them. You can scroll the comments. The categories again, provider, leaders, simps. Those are the 3 categories. Within those categories, we can have Mr. Nice Guy, the adventuring bad boy, the intellectual, the alpha male, the romantic, or the gentleman. Now, of those, the 5 guys we need to avoid are the money makers with no substance, the ones who are stuck in their past, the ones who want to change you for him, the quicker picker-uppers and drop you back off, the love bombers, and then the ones who feel entitled. If I can't have you, nobody else can. Learn the men so that you can know what category to put them in. And now you can learn how to date them effectively. Again, back to the roster. I'm going to tell you how this works on a roster, because a roster asks you different questions so that you can align with what type of man you with. If you don't know the type of man you with, how are you going to use him to your advantage, okay? Some of the questions on a date, the first date tracker, because you're finna learn about this man through the first date. So after you've talked to him briefly, remember your phone conversation should have been no more than 15, 20 minutes, and it should have ended in a date. And if it's not ended in a date, you're already wasting your time, because we need to get to the first date. It's some things that we need to track. It's like a checklist, but it's not a checklist, okay? So we need to know about the physical attraction. Was it fun? Who paid for it? Was it any awkwardness? Did you want to leave? Did you kiss? Did you have sex? And what was your mood after? A lot of these questions right here got to be answered before you even decide to move them to the roster. Then after that, you want to know who called who first, who reached out, and did they plan the second date? That's when you know it's time to move them to the roster. So now that we got the categories of men, once they are moved to the roster, when they get into the roster, when they get here, when you put them on this list here, some of the things you're going to be looking for are the first impressions, because this is going to let you know what type of category this man in. First impressions are lasting impressions. Pay attention, ladies. Y'all problem is that first impression, y'all be ignoring. First impressions are huge because they're going to last throughout the duration of the time that you know them. That first impression might be exactly who they is or might be exactly who they're not. Pay attention. Okay, physical attractiveness. Okay, you need to gauge if you're attracted to him. Kiss compatibility, sex compatibility. Physical attractiveness and sex compatibility are two different. You could be physically attracted to somebody but do not like anything about them sexually. Understand that. Conversation skills, generosity level. Generosity goes back to leader, provider, or simp. Which one are they? Which one are they? Is he the man that makes all the money with no substance? You need to know that. Location and distance. What location are they and how far are they from you? So do they live in the same town but maybe 20 minutes away? You see what I'm saying? You could be able to, once you know that, you could be able to determine what type of man you have, okay? Especially the category. The humor, are they humorous? Do they have a fashion sense? Fashion sense, because sometimes simps don't have any fashion sense. They look for you to help build them up, right? But then when you help build them up, they become what? That man that don't want nobody else to have you. Come on now. You got to know what type of man you're dealing with. All right. You want to know his texting timelessness, how fast he respond back to text messages, because the leader may respond right away and he may be responding with the next set of plans. The provider may be just sending you a cash out, but the simp just may be pulling you into baseless conversation. And now you got an emotional attachment to him and now you can't let go. Okay. Food preferences. Mystery. You want to know if each guy has a mystery to them, because a mystery is great. Because as long as they're a mystery to you, as long as there is a mystery to you, he's going to be always trying to unravel you. That's why I told y'all to shut y'all mouths, because y'all talk too much. It don't be a mystery no more. Y'all been and told them things that they need to learn how to find out on their own. So don't tell them. Be the mystery. Let him do the searching, okay? Dad joke appreciation. We definitely need to know if a guy, like, again, going back to the humor. We need to know if somebody somebody who can make you laugh, especially if you're a laughing person. You want somebody that got them bad dad jokes. They make you laugh. It's dry humor. Do you have the type of man that could be a leader, provider, or a simp? Netflix compatibility. Because a lot of y'all do be Netflixing and chill. Are you compatible with this person? Adventure willingness. Remember we talk about adventure, the bad boy adventurer. Remember we talk about adventure? We know the bad boy is an adventurer, right? But is he a provider? He could be able to provide some things for you, but he got a criminal past, drug dealer. See how that go? The adventurer provider is a drug dealer. He can provide, he has money, he's a bad boy, he has a criminal past. You have to be careful with that. Do you want to move forward? Okay. Zodiac sign compatibility, definitely huge on that. And apocalypse survival. Now, I know y'all like apocalypse. That is the person that's going to make sure that you survive through everything. If a hurricane come tomorrow, if a tornado come tomorrow, is this man going to lift you up so that you can still be able to live? Or do you got the simp that don't know what to do? That's a good question. Because the way that weather be going, the way the weather and the hurricanes and the tornadoes be going, I need somebody that know how to build fire from wood. Listen, because y'all are playing. If I get a simp and he don't know how to make fire, how we gonna eat? But if I get a leader who done been out here in this jungle before, who can make fire from twigs, I know we gonna eat. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say apocalypse survival. Because y'all don't think of the end of the world. Think of, if all else fails, can this man carry you on his back to where you need to be until y'all get straight? Do you hear what I'm saying? If a tornado come tomorrow and blow my house, can he make sure that we eat when the house is gone? Do we have clean water? Is he able to go do? All right. So now that we got the type of men and what we need to look for, this is the only thing. Once y'all complete y'all healing, and it's for real. Now, when I say heal, ladies, listen to me. Because I know y'all got tripped up on TikTok last year and some months back. I don't mean go buy this big healing book and take 3,000 years to heal. You know he didn't want you before he left. It's obvious. We all do. We just be ignoring the signs. If you are with somebody that is exemplifying actions that they no longer want you, you may not be ready to walk away. But what you can do is start healing from that point. He doesn't want me. Let me start rebuilding myself. Because eventually he going to leave and it's going to just be you. And I need you to be so built up that you can jump right back into dating. If you have to take 6 months, a year, 5 years out of dating to so-called heal, that man wasn't the problem. You was. That means you still was overdoing too much and you haven't been able to recoup back what you gave out. You haven't cut the soul tie and you haven't closed off that chapter emotionally, okay? It should not take you that long to get back to dating. Men show us before they leave us that they don't want us in their actions or inactions. It is our responsibility to pick up on those signs and start rebuilding from that point, because eventually he is going to go. And even if he doesn't go right away, he's not going to be present in this relationship emotionally. You better start healing now, because when he hit the door on Friday at 4, I need you to be on your first date Sunday by 6. I don't need you to wait a year. We're not going to give him that pleasure, because guess what? When he hit that door Friday at 4, he got somebody bed to go fall into by 8 o'clock that night. Is that right? It could be for him. But what's wrong is for you sitting around giving him the pleasure of knowing that you so-called healing and won't get back out there. You do need to get back out there. You need to get back out there because you got to first see what's out there. I just had my nurse tell me yesterday when I went to the doctor. She says she's older than me. I thought she was younger, but she's older than me. She said she's been divorced, and she said she hasn't got herself back to the point of dating. I said, why? And they've been divorced for a couple of years, and she started bringing up traumas. Remember I told you about healing? She started talking about old relationship traumas. So she's going to put that old trauma into a new era that we're in on new men. That's not fair. And that makes her not ready. That tells me it was not the men who was the problem. It was her. Yeah, they may have physically abused her, but guess what? She never one time took the time to rebuild herself. And all these years has passed, and she has gotten comfortable with being single. We were not put on earth to do everything on our own, ladies, and we finna stop doing that. Take them chips off your shoulder. You've been carrying too much for too long. You was only supposed to carry yourself through life, but then you started carrying him, them kids, the house, the dog, the job. You started carrying too much. Now your shoulders slump down. Your posture, this how you look. You sit like this. Nothing about you is woman. It's all masculine, because you need to sit up with your chest out and let a person know they're not going to play with you. You lose that when you start compounding stuff on your shoulders that make you feel way down. Ask for help. Feminine women ask for help from everybody. I don't care how it looks. I need help. I need help. I need help. I need help. Ask for help and stop carrying all that stuff on your own. Now that we got these men, tomorrow when we come, now we're going to go. Now we're going into how to bring the men to you. How to bring the boys to the yard. Remember, like Khalees said, how to bring the boys to the yard, because I done just got you through the first part of this. If you did the self-evaluation, if you did your needs assessment, if you know that you are healed and ready to go, we finna bring the boys to the yard. And I know y'all think, well, where do I have to go? Baby, men are raining everywhere. You could be at the gas station pumping gas. There is a man at the pump over there. Please don't exclude him. He might be a great date. We don't know. Y'all be excluding him because they got on dirty ass work clothes. I don't care how dirty his presentation look. He got a job, baby. I would hate if he was clean as hell at 5 o'clock and he ain't did nothing. But I would hate that. But if he looked dirty, yes, he may be a great date. I don't know yet. Let me figure it out. Y'all don't be figuring stuff out because you dismiss him. It's raining men everywhere. Everywhere you go, it's a man. So, never date just one, but understand who these men are so that you can spot them and know how to use it to your advantage, okay? So tune in tomorrow. I'm here every morning at 7:30, and we're going to continue this journey, ladies. Never date just one. I will see y'all. Make sure y'all follow. Head over to YouTube and catch up on all the videos that you've missed thus far so you know exactly what we finna do to bring these men to the yard. See y'all tomorrow.